Grouping. Here's a picture. Okay, let's say I have an object here, and let's say I have another object here. And if I go like this, because I've taken and put all these over here, and I've got only this little one right there, that little one becomes the important one to me, right? Because this one has contrast against all of those, right? This is a group, and so that works in all different kinds of ways. So for instance, say I have shapes like this. And I introduce a single shape like that. At this point, that becomes super important, right? Now, what if I do this? Now they become about equal, right? They start to share an importance. And so again, by grouping, I'm able to create a kind of dominance hierarchy. I'm able to say, this is my important one. This is the one that I want you to look at. Or if I reduce the quality, if I make things more even. So if I'm doing a composition, and let's say my idea is that a person walks into a room and they're somewhat in danger, okay? So if the person walks into the room and here they are, and here's what else is going on in the room. So this person is going to stand out. Somehow this person is going to be read as against all of those people. Whereas if I do this, now there's no dominance. Now what I have is I have two equal groups, and I'm saying something entirely different. Another way of grouping is with tone. We can go like this. There's a silly shape. There's another silly shape. There's another silly shape. But I can take all of those shapes and I can have them go together by making them the same tone. And then if I take all of those shapes and they all go together by being the same tone, and then I do something like this. So that shape now has a real contrast with those, right? This shape is very different in character, it's different in tone. This is a group. This is as opposed to the group. Now let's say that I wanted one to stand out more than the other, but I wanted to do this. Say I needed 3 triangles in this, but I really want the triangles to stand out. I'd have 2 ways of doing it. The quickest way, I'm going to go directly into my dark ink. The quickest way is this. And now the triangles stand out more because the contrast is greater between the background the biggest element, which is the background, and them. Okay? So we can group by, here, this is grouping. And in this, we've grouped by arrangement. We have 1 against 7. Okay, over here, we've grouped by shape. Here, by numbers. And here, by tone. Okay? And what you end up in grouping, you end up falling back on the idea of contrast. Okay? So you end up with great contrast, not much contrast, much less contrast. Okay? You end up with like so, and so grouping and contrast start to open us up onto the idea of balance. Where things are equally balanced, for instance, here things are equally balanced, here things are equally balanced. Where things are equally balanced, less contrast, less, and by less contrast, less attention. Okay? Over here, things are less equally balanced, so you end up with more attention being focused on the contrasting element. It's that one of these is not like the others.